What is up, everybody? How you doing today? My name is David Franco, and welcome to my unboxing of the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. Not the Osmo Action. Guys, I am beyond excited. By the way, it's the creator combo. I am beyond excited to open this. And guys, this is a huge deal for me because for those who have been following my content for the past 2 or 3 weeks, I have been recently going through, you know what, let's just call it a very annoying camera dilemma. Okay, so I've been using the GoPro Hero 10 for, 3 years now, and it's been extremely hit or miss. Miss to the point where I just want to run it over with my car, blow it up with some dynamite, feed it to the local dinosaur. Dinosaurs don't exist anymore, unfortunately. But at the same time, it's also been a huge hit because it has been my go-to camera for my Patrons Only vlogs and the weekend vlogs for the past 3 years, and when it works pretty damn well. I'll give GoPro that. But aside from the crashing and whatever, I just can't take it anymore. So I wanted to move on to something what I thought would be so much better, and that was the DJI Osmo Action 5 Pro. Absolutely packed with features, even having dual OLED touch displays. Right as I was unboxing that camera, I was thinking to myself, you know what? This camera is the go-to camera. It's packed with features. It has things that the GoPro could never have. I mean, they could, but they don't really seem to care all that much. But the second I started looking at the footage that I recorded, I was immediately disappointed. And I thought to myself, wow, it's time to go back to the GoPro Hero 10. But at the same time, I was kind of in that camera buying mindset. So I was like, you know what? The GoPro Hero 10 has served me well enough over the last 3 years. Why not treat myself to the GoPro Hero 13? I did just that. I recorded footage for a few days in the Patrons Only vlog and I think the weekend vlog. And yeah, the footage looked great, but it barely looked different when compared to the GoPro Hero 10. I really wish GoPro would make a camera specifically focused on vloggers, such as myself, giving us depth of field, giving us out-of-the-box wireless mic support. And by that I mean just put a wireless mic in the box like DJI did. Anyway, I'm not here to talk about GoPro too much, but I did want to give you some backstory on why I got myself the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. And guys, I'm not even joking. I think I have watched at least maybe 50 videos on this freaking camera because it seems to be the camera for me. It is absolutely packed with vlog-centric features, with the top one being depth of field. Now, obviously, you don't get depth of field with action cameras because, you know, things like the GoPro Hero 10, 13, and the Osmo Action 5 Pro, by default, and well, permanently, have something called a fixed focus lens, which means you're not going to get depth of field, you're not going to get autofocus, and that's fine because they're action cameras. But this, on the other hand, is built specifically for people such as myself. Somebody who wants something ultra portable, but at the same time, you get depth of field. You get wireless mic support right out of the box. Because again, this is the creator combo. As well as subject tracking, guys. You actually get subject tracking, and that is a huge deal. So yes, I did treat myself to this for Christmas. Now, will I be keeping it? Honestly, guys, I don't know yet. I don't know. I'm extremely picky. It's just nice knowing that the GoPro Hero 10 works well enough to the point where if I need to fall back on it for a while, then I can do just that. So yeah, in other words, I'm not completely sold on this camera yet, but I have a really good feeling I'm going to be keeping this because it just seems to be absolutely perfect for me. The only thing I'm going to miss is the much smaller form factor that I've gotten out of the GoPro for years because I'm often at thrift stores and vlogging in my car, and you know, to just have a tiny mount, a tiny camera that I can just place on my windshield mount or on a shelf at Goodwill because I'm there almost every day during the week. That is huge with me. That is a big deal. You can't really do that with this. You can, but you can't. Think about it. So yes, I'm going to be extremely critical with this. If I'm not blown away in the first 2 weeks, then I'm going to send it back. And well, obviously, I'm not trying to sound negative. It's just I've gone through too many cameras in just 2 or 3 weeks. And well, I'm just getting annoyed of just trying new stuff, you know? But hey, that's what I do. I am a tech nerd. I'm a tech geek. I'm proud of it. So anyway, in the box, you get this carrying case, which I'm assuming holds the camera. And I realize this is not the most ideal unboxing situation. Originally, I wanted to unbox this downstairs in my office, but stupid me left my video light at my parents' house, you know, recording Christmas 2024, which, by the way, is over 3 hours long. Yeah, you heard me. 3 hours long. Show me another vlogger who does that. I'm just saying. All right. So saving the best for last, let's start with this. And by the way, this cost me about, I think, $700 after tax. So yeah, I mean, it's obviously not the cheapest camera you can get, but it is a lot cheaper than holding or buying something like a Sony DSLR or a Sony mirrorless camera, which is what I'm recording on right now, or a Canon or a Nikon, Panasonic, all that stuff. I'm already getting annoyed. I don't like unboxing things at my desk because there's a big ass mic in my face. This is not ideal. Okay, so this is the Osmo Pocket 3 protective cover. This I'm likely going to be using quite a bit because I take my current GoPro in and out of my pocket all the time. I don't know if I'm going to be treating my DJI Osmo Pocket 3 the same way because of the gimbal. The gimbal is a huge feature. Like, that is a killer feature. That's what makes the Osmo Pocket so damn good. But it's also very breakable. So I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing with that yet. But of course, time will tell. Okay, here we go. And by the way, I'm not even going to be giving you a first clip of this camera. I'm sorry. This is purely an unboxing because I'm going to save that for the weekend vlog, which I'm going to start recording tomorrow. Today is Thursday, by the way, December 26th. I hope everybody is having a wonderful Christmas season. Christmas is not done yet. Let's not forget that. Just because the 25th is done and over, that doesn't mean the Christmas season is over, guys. It goes on for like a week and a half until the Epiphany on January 6th. I'm not the most religious guy in the world, but yeah, I like to do the right thing, and that's, you know, celebrating the holiday season for as long as you should. Okay, so in this carrying case, wow, I gotta say, this is really, really nice. So in the case, we get, obviously, the Osmo Pocket 3 itself. Wow. That is actually smaller than I thought it would be. That is really, really nice. That is so cool. Dude. All right. I might be in love with the camera. I might be in love. Keep in mind, again, I am incredibly picky. Incredibly picky. So I'm hoping, please, camera gods, I'm hoping this is the GoPro replacement that I've been looking for. And no, I'm not interested in Insta360 because they have the front-facing camera on the screen, but you can't see yourself on it, which is a really stupid design decision. What were they thinking? Unless I'm mistaken, but based on the videos I've watched, it's only for information, not, actual viewfinder. But either way, I'm not really interested in an action camera anyway, because I want something better. Okay, so this is the battery pack that you get with the Creator Combo. I believe you do not get this by default, but if you want extended battery, you just clip it on like that, and boom. Now, it did just get a lot bigger, so honestly, oh, it just vibrated. I don't see myself using the battery pack every single day. I'm pretty sure this is the kind of accessory that I'm only going to take with me. How do you get this thing off? You got to push a button. I'm pretty sure this is the only thing I'm going to take with me when I absolutely need it, because I need a small form factor. The smaller, the better. By the way, I saw the display on real quick. All right, what else we got here? This is a huge deal. This is the DJI Mic 2, I believe it's called. Look at that, guys. A little lav mic that you can just clip on your shirt, like so. I'll just awkwardly put it on my hoodie for now. Move, mic, move. And boom, it's right there. And guys, by default, it wirelessly transmits to the camera because it's got everything built in. You don't need any kind of accessories or whatever. You know, like, guys, this is an all-in-one Creator Combo solution. And that's why I went with the Creator Combo, because everything is in the box. And I think I'm actually going to use this pretty common because I'm always vlogging in the car for like 10 or 15 minutes at a time, like per clip. So if I could use this to block out the background noise or, you know, overall cabin noise in my car, that would be huge. Now, I'm not going to use this for places outside when I'm vlogging or inside places like Goodwill or whatever, or Target, because I like the ambient noise of people rummaging through items, glass crashing in the background. I mean, I think that's what makes vlogging feel so real. So this is only really going to be used in my car. But wow, I got to say, it's got some nice weight to it, and it looks beautiful. I really, really like the overall transparent design that they went with. It's got kind of like a 90s vibe to it. I like that a lot. All right. Also in the case, you get a dead cat. Yes, you heard me right. A dead cat. Not an actual dead cat. Don't worry. But there you go. a little fluffer nutter. Bada bing, bada boom. It's so fuzzy. And that goes on top of your mic. I think you just do this. You just put it in there. Wow. There you go. And boom. So in theory, this is going to block out wind noise and everything. But honestly, I don't think I'm going to use this. I don't think I'm going to need it because I'm not really going to be dealing with a lot of wind noise because, again, this is going to mostly be used in my car. But hey, let's say maybe I do want to do a vlog clip outside with this wireless mic. Well, then I have the option. But even then, I don't mind a little bit of wind noise. That's really never bothered me too much. Okay. What else we got here? This is, I think, one of the lenses. I think this is a wide-angle lens, which magnetically attaches to the front of the Osmo Action. So I'm very interested to see if by default I don't need this. But I do like that wide-angle view, but not too wide to the point where you get that distracting fishbowl effect. But in theory, I think this just kind of snaps on. So let's see here. It's not the strongest magnet. Maybe it goes the other way. The magnet's not nearly as strong as I thought it was going to be. So I'm not sure if I'm going to keep that on there, honestly. Unless I'm doing something wrong, I can obviously look into that. But the magnet is not as strong as I thought it was going to be. So I can definitely see myself losing that if I'm often putting it inside my pocket. But who knows? Maybe I don't even need it. Okay. And by the way, the reason I'm not really giving you a test clip or like an in-depth unboxing, I mean, I guess this is kind of in-depth or a professional unboxing, is because this camera came out a year ago, guys. So yeah, in other words, this is by no means a new camera. But if you are curious, I believe the Osmo Pocket 4 is releasing next year in 2025, or by the time you see it, it's probably this year. What is this? Guys, you get a lot of stuff in the box. No wonder I paid about $700. It was not cheap. But even then, guys, this is often on sale on Amazon. Unfortunately, I could not get mine on sale because it was so close to Christmas. So this is a little, looks like a tripod accessory. So you can use a 1/4-inch tripod or a thread on the bottom, which is really cool. That is actually really cool. So if I want to put that on my actual tripod, I can put it on my Manfrotto Mini. Is that what it's called? Or a Pixie Mini, something like that. I don't know. I just used it over the weekend. Well, then I can do just that. Okay. Wow. What else we got here? A USB-C to USB-C cable. And last but maybe least, why do they put it in here so tight? This is why I hate unboxing stuff at my desk. I don't like a big ass mic in my face. I'm driving myself crazy right now. What is this? I forget what this is. We're about to find out thanks to my knife. God, I hope I like this. Okay, that's right. This is the tripod. So if you do want to attach a tripod, this tripod mount, you have to first attach this, right? Let me flip it around here. Camera is on backwards. And then you got to twist this. So see, even then, it's getting a little too tall for my tastes. That is way, way too tall to be using it on a tripod. And that alone, it's a turnoff. I'm not going to lie. I'm not trying to be pessimistic or negative or whatever word you want to use. It's just I'm incredibly picky. The only way I'm keeping this camera is if I check the two following boxes. Checkbox number 1, the video quality needs to absolutely blow me away. It needs to blow me away. And number 2, this needs to be small enough by default. I don't really need the tripod. By default, to A, fit in my car on what I prefer to be an existing GoPro car mount, and I'm sure I can find some kind of accessory on Amazon. And B, it needs to be small enough and concise enough that I can just sit it on a shelf in Goodwill without it falling over. And by default, you're not seeing it, but it's a little wobbly without any kind of accessory underneath. And that's huge for me. Honestly, that's huge. I'm a big fan of putting things on a shelf at Goodwill and making my clips. And if I can't find an accessory without having to use this, then there's a good chance this is going back. We'll see. I'm telling you guys, I'm being picky. This cost me about $700. I've gotten so much better at spending my money these days. So the only way I'm keeping it is if I'm absolutely happy with it. So we'll see. We'll see. I mean, it's a little tall. It's definitely a little tall for how I vlog. But obviously I'm going to put it through its paces for the next week or two, and then I will make a decision. But overall, first impressions, DJI, you are absolutely on point with everything included from the case, with way too much plastic, by the way. The DJI Mic 2, that's huge. That alone could be a big selling factor for me. So maybe that's checkbox number 3. And of course, the extra battery, the extra mounts and all that stuff, the tripod, the carrying case, and bada bing, bada boom. Okay, so before I sign off, I am going to do a first boot, and I think you just turned the screen. And that is definitely an OLED screen. Oh my God. Dude, OLED for the freaking win. It's so bright that my Sony camera can't even keep up. That is beautiful. But let's not forget, an OLED display is not everything. Because I felt the same way when I unboxed my Osmo Action 5 Pro. I'm just being very hesitant, guys. You got to understand. After you return 2 cameras that cost me, what, $300 to $500 each, I'm extremely critical. So we'll see, guys. This is just the beginning. Yeah, I returned the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. Yeah, guys, I returned it. First of all, I look like crap because I had a reaction. I was petting my new cat, Gabby, and I touched my eye, and my eyes freaked out. So if I look tired and exhausted, that's why. Anyway, I just wanted to come on here real quick and add this extra clip to my unboxing video of the Osmo Pocket 3 and briefly explain to you why I returned the camera, because I don't want you guys to get the wrong idea. It really is a fantastic camera, but you have to understand I'm incredibly picky. I have a very specific vlogging style and vlogging routine. So unfortunately, the Osmo Pocket 3 for me right now is not the right choice. Now, there is a chance maybe I'll treat myself to the camera again, sometime in 2025. Guys, I don't know. But at this point in time, I'm literally just upgrading just for the sake of upgrading. The GoPro Hero 10 performs well enough. I mean, honestly, I never ever get complaints about my camera quality or audio quality. So don't buy stuff just to buy stuff. And honestly, guys, by the time I return processes at Best Buy, because I forgot it. Yeah, I did not buy it on Amazon. I bought it on Best Buy. Anyway, that's all I'm trying to say. Yeah, I mean, I'll have a negative credit card balance. So, in other words, I'm spending money I don't need to spend, and I'm getting that money back. So, anyway, why did I return the camera? I'm explaining myself because I'm sure my return process, reasoning, whatever, is going to piss some people off for whatever reason. But I wanted to explain my view on things. The best and worst thing about the Osmo Pocket 3 is one big critical feature, and that's the gimbal. The gimbal allows some incredible shots, incredible stabilization, incredible motion tracking, or I'm sorry, not motion tracking, well, technically motion tracking, but subject tracking. Trust me, I was playing with it off camera, and I was just blown away by how smooth it was. But also the worst thing about it is the gimbal itself. And by that I mean, it's not like my typical camera. This is my iPhone. Just pretend this is a GoPro. And I want to show something like this mug, all right? Shout out to my sister, Kristen. I love this mug. Nickelodeon, baby. Anyway, if I want to take the Osmo Pocket 3 like this and point it at something like my mug, it's not that easy. Like, it's not a point-and-shoot experience. You're constantly fighting the gimbal with these minor movements. And yes, I've experimented with all the gimbal locking features, and even by holding the little button in, which does technically lock the gimbal. But if I go from subject to subject, which I tend to do a lot when I'm thrifting, it's like the camera moves, but it's not like fully focused on, not focused in terms of, overall sharpness, but it's not locking onto the subject like I need it to. It's always kind of like high above or too low, and I'm kind of like fighting the camera, like physically lifting the camera up to get the gimbal to look at what I need it to look at. And guys, I don't want that. That is an incredibly off-putting lack of feature for me. And unfortunately, DJI does not have a true gimbal locking mechanism built into the camera yet. I understand they're still updating the camera here and there. And trust me, I'm not alone. I also went on Reddit and searched, and yeah, there are people, in my kind of situation and saying, look, if you want to point and shoot at subjects, you're not going to be able to do that with ease. You have to get used to it. You have to fight the gimbal. You have to stop what you're doing, touch the screen, move the gimbal. I don't want that. You know, for me, that takes me out of the moment, and that just completely breaks the experience for me. So it is a fantastic camera, but it's just not for me. And by the way, it's not just the gimbal. It's also the form factor. It's not completely flat on the bottom. So, I mean, it makes it really risky for someone like me who is always at Goodwill and thrifting stores and food shopping and whatever, like shopping at Target and Aldi. And I want to quickly put the camera down on a flat surface. You see how that stands like that? Yeah, I realize it's a mug. But if I did this with the Osmo Pocket 3, I run a huge risk of it toppling over and breaking. So, oh, and by the way, let's just add on to the next to impossible search to find a windshield mount for my car that I actually like. So, until further notice, the Osmo Pocket 3 is not for me. The GoPro Hero 10 is good enough. Now, what do I want out of a good camera? Like, what do I truly want? Guys, I basically want everything that the Osmo Pocket 3 offers, minus the gimbal. I don't need a gimbal. But baked into something larger than a GoPro, but smaller than my phone, and with a front-facing screen, not a flip-out screen. Because I realize there's a Sony ZV-1F, just not for me. It doesn't look like it's for me. It's 20 millimeters by default, but after you turn on the active stabilization or whatever Sony calls it, it crops in the 24 millimeters. And then by then you're like, why am I vlogging with this? Because I don't, guys, I need a wide angle camera like the GoPro or even the Osmo Pocket 3. The focal length was like perfect for it. It's just the awkward form factor and the gimbal. I just want all those features minus the gimbal mashed into something like a cube, just a little bigger than the GoPro and smaller than my iPhone. CES is coming up in just a couple weeks. So who knows? Maybe we'll see something there. I'm not really holding my breath, but I mean, it's kind of ironic. The best feature of the Osmo Pocket 3 is also the worst feature. And I realize I'm going to have a lot of people disagreeing because the Osmo Pocket 3 seems to be universally loved by most creators. But you got to understand, I'm going to be using this camera pretty much every single day of my life for the next few years. And if I can't point at subjects in a basic, you know, motion or whatever, and the gimbal is constantly fighting me, that's just frustrating. That is beyond frustrating. By the way, I didn't even record any clips on the Osmo Pocket 3. I just immediately put it back in the box after about an hour messing with the features and watching it on screen. By the way, the video quality looked incredible. I'm definitely going to miss that. Maybe one day I'll suck it up and I'll just get used to it, but I'm not the type to settle. I'm incredibly picky when it comes to my tech, so it is what it is. Anyway, guys, I'm still going to link it right below on Amazon. It's a fantastic camera. It's just not for me right now. Maybe I'll get it on sale. Maybe I'll get a used one on eBay or I don't know, whatever. But as of right now, I just can't justify paying full price for something that's going to fight me. That damn gimbal. It is what it is. Thanks for watching.